The NBA trade deadline sounded like it was just going to be a lot of smoke. A lot of teams talking about making moves, but nothing really happening. But then, boom, it feels like everyone is on a new team. Well, every single player in the NBA named Gary, at least. Out of all these trades, it's hard for me to say that the Denver Nuggets didn't absolutely crush it the most. I wasn't sure if they were going to make any moves. I know they're contenders, but just with the LA teams, it felt like they were a year or two away with the age of the players. But LeBron goes down with an injury, and the question health with now him and Anthony Davis has left the West wide open. The Clippers made a play for Rondo, which I thought was awesome. And even Draymond Green said it was the best move out of the entire free agency, but he also thinks he's the best defensive player of all time, so I don't really give a shit about what he thinks anymore. So we can talk about the Clippers, the Heat, the Bulls another time, but today we're going to be focusing on the Nuggets because they made the plays of the trade deadline. They did lose Gary Harris, RJ Hampton, and Hartenstein, but in return they got Aaron Gordon and JaVale McGee. These are major improvements to me for their bigs. JaVale is the shot blocker and lob finisher that they desperately needed coming off the bench. But what we're here to talk about mostly is Aaron Gordon, who I've been dying to see on another team. The Magic are arguably the worst team in the league at developing young talent, and the Nuggets are arguably the best. And even with all the chaos in Orlando, Aaron Gordon has been able to transform in his game from a big who's just athletic to a dangerous three-point shooter who still has all the bounce in the world. So why does it fit so well with Denver? Well, the Nuggets have been experimenting with a lot of lineups all year long, and they find a lineup that is almost as scary as the Warriors' death lineup. Well, maybe not that far, but when they have Michael Porter Jr. playing power forward and Jokic at the 5, they are offensively unstoppable. There's a lot to be desired by MPJ on the defensive side of the ball, but enter Aaron Gordon. To me, he is a lot better than Gary Harris, and they can be a lot more flexible with him. He's obviously much taller, stronger, and more athletic, but he also shoots more threes and at a higher percentage. This is just a clear upgrade to me. Now, we don't know exactly what they're going to do, but they can have Jamal Murray at the 1, Will Barton at the 2, Aaron Gordon at the 3, MPJ at the 4, and Jokic at the 5. And to me, this is better than the Clippers lineup right now, and it's better than an unhealthy Lakers team. The way the Nuggets run their offense and how unselfish Jamal and Jokic are, I feel like the chemistry with Aaron Gordon is going to be a very smooth transition. And the sneaky play they made was JaVale McGee. They saw the success that the Warriors and the Lakers had and the splash plays JaVale can make. He knows his role, he accepts it, and he can still do it at a very high level. This is why I was actually just sad to see him waste a year in Cleveland, essentially, because I know he can still be a key contributor on a contending team. But to come in there and play extra big minutes for the Nuggets is huge to their flexibility. And if him and Paul Millsap coming off the bench, I believe this team is going to be able to throw punches at you from all angles 48 minutes a night. These were the perfect addition for the Nuggets to make, making their team better without sacrificing chemistry or their core. It didn't rock the boat with this trade, but they made themselves a better basketball team. RJ Hampton was kind of a tough loss. He didn't make much sense to their team right now. The Nuggets are definitely young, but a win now team. And if he developed as quickly as Michael Porter Jr. did, then he would be untradeable, but he's definitely worth getting rid of for a proven player that makes your team better in the 2021 season. The Lakers still have the best team if fully healthy, and we're not mentioning the East and what Brooklyn has going on out there. We're just strictly looking at the West. But to me, the Nuggets made themselves better than the Clippers even adding Rondo. And I love Rondo. He's a winner, but the Clippers don't have a closer. They just traded away the only person who is a great closer on their team, and for whatever reason, in big games in the fourth quarter, Kawhi and Paul George just look helpless out there, and they couldn't hit water if they were on a boat. And Lou Will is just that guy. It doesn't matter what his stats are, what his numbers are. When it comes to clutch time, Lou Will is your closer, and it was a huge deal getting rid of him. I'm very interested to see how Rondo fits into this. I think it could be really good, but I love what the Nuggets just did, and the Nuggets did beat them just last year. And I really don't think I'm being biased here. I'm not from Denver. I don't have any attachments to any of the players from college or anything. I just love this team, and I like it even more now. And this is no offense to the Jazz or the Suns, who are both fantastic and having amazing years, but to me, there's just a notch behind the Nuggets, and I think the Nuggets have an even higher ceiling. But let me know what you guys think. What was the biggest play of the trade deadline so far? Was it the Clippers? Was it the Bulls and Vucevic? Was it the Heat getting Oladipo? Let me know. Thank you guys so much for watching. This trade deadline ended up being a lot crazier than I thought it was going to be. I honestly didn't think anything was going to happen. The biggest thing I thought was going to happen was Lonzo was going to move or Kyle Lowry, and neither of those things happened. So all these kind of came out of nowhere for me. Comment down below the biggest trade of the entire deadline, and like the video if you liked it. Make sure to comment and subscribe if you want to see daily basketball content. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.